Joe Biden is apparently refusing to answer any questions from the press, and that might actually look bad for him. One of the things that a lot of people at least appreciate from the people, at least the politicians, is transparency. They want to know what the candidates are thinking, they want to know what the candidates want to do in regards to addressing certain situations. The problem, however, that Joe Biden doesn't even know where he is half the time, and that makes him look bad because, again, look at all the gaps he's had. He's had a lot of gaps in regards to, for example, the Black Lives Matter movement, where people say, "Oh, if you haven't decided between Donald Trump and me, then you ain't black." All that kind of stuff. Those other blunders saying that African Americans are not as diverse as the Latino community. That kind of stuff. So again, people want transparency. Now, a lot of people do not want to believe Joe Biden has a lot of issues with his mind in terms of cognitive decline issues, but a lot of people want to see transparency. What happens when they see Donald Trump having a little, let's say, having a little event and he takes questions from the reporters? They're going to say, wow, at least Donald Trump is willing to answer questions. But then there's Joe Biden having a little rally and saying, Mr. Vice President, Mr. Vice President. And then he says, no questions, no questions. Every single time he has an event, people are going to be skeptical. It's like, why doesn't this guy want to answer to the press? Why doesn't this guy want to answer to the reporters? Why? What is he hiding? And then he's going to lose the trust of the public. Because people want transparency. That's what people want. That's why at least I appreciate Donald Trump when he has the press events. At least the guy is honest. I don't like what he says sometimes. Again, I'm not a tribalist. I do criticize what Trump says sometimes. But at least the guy is willing to face the press. That guy has balls, man. That guy has courage to face the press who's obviously going after him all the time. But Joe Biden, the guy, he's a Democrat. The media is in bed with the Democrats. You really think the media is going to give Joe Biden hard questions? No. The thing is, though, is that for Joe Biden, even scripted questions are hard for this man. He'll forget his answers. He will go on and mumble and ramble about things that have nothing to do with what they asked him about. He'll probably forget what he's saying halfway through. And that is why he's not answering any questions, even though the media is in favor of this guy. Even though they're in favor of this guy. The guy is afraid of the media because he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about half the time. I'm telling you, man, it looks bad on Joe Biden. It looks bad on him. A guy who doesn't want to answer questions from the press makes people question whether or not this guy is actually trustworthy. But I don't know. Let's see what happens, shall we? Biden repeatedly refuses to answer reporters' questions. Trump shreds him. Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden has repeatedly refused to take questions from reporters in recent months in an apparent attempt to minimize his exposure to situations where he could say something that damages his campaign. Yep, that's the only reason why at this point. Biden's refusal to take questions comes as he has faced mounting questions about his fitness for office, including questions about his cognitive abilities. Biden's wife, Jill Biden, recently had to go on Fox News to defend her husband from the criticisms. It's worth noting that numerous Democrats, progressives, and left-wing Republicans have also questioned Biden's mental fitness for office. Biden, who said a couple months ago that he was constantly tested for cognitive decline, walked those claims back last week, denying that he had been tested for cognitive decline and saying, "Why the hell would I take a test?" And that goes to show you the guy doesn't know where he is at the time. He will say something and then he'll forget about it in a few seconds, and he'll just say the opposite thing. The most recent examples of Biden dodging questions from the media happened this week after he announced Senator Kamala Harris, a Democrat from California, to be his running mate. During the press conference on Wednesday, where Biden announced Harris as his running mate, the two quickly walked away from cameras once they were done speaking. Completely ignoring reporters, Biden told those who were asking questions, "We'll talk about that later." Nah, man, you don't have a later. People want to know you. People want to know your message. And if all you're doing is saying what you're being told to say and then walking away, they're not going to want to vote for you, man. They're not. They want to ask stuff about what do you think is going on with the riots? What do you think is going on with this? What do you think is going on with that? And if you do not want to answer any questions, dude, then it doesn't make it look good. But like I said, man, even with scripted questions, the guy's going to blunder them, dude. The guy's going to suck at answering those questions. So, again, that's what the Democrat strategy is. Joe, do not answer any questions. Just finish saying what we tell you to say, and then get out. Right? But anyways, let's keep going. During another event, it again appeared that as though Biden and Harris did not take reporters' questions, and MSNBC cut video footage of the event the moment the reporters started asking questions. MSNBC just cut away from Joe Biden and Kamala Harris' coronavirus briefing right as reporters were attempting to ask questions, tweeted Frances Bernan, Director of Strategic Response for the Trump campaign. Why won't the media cover these questions? What are they shielding Biden and Harris from? And that's the thing too. It's one thing to shield Biden from this, but Kamala Harris at least knows where she is at the time. Why can't she answer the questions? What are they hiding from the people? Maybe because they know that they're not that they're not the press. Sorry, maybe because they know that they're not the best candidates for the Democratic Party. Because I guarantee you, a good reporter is going to ask Kamala Harris, you believe that Joe Biden was a sexual abuser? Why are you supporting him now? I guarantee you, they're going to ask her that question. At least if it's a good reporter, and he's going to stay quiet. Yeah, that is she's gonna dodge the question around. She's gonna run around the question, trying to turn it around on Trump. She's gonna say something like, "Well, even though he's been accused, Donald Trump has been accused more than Joe Biden." So yeah, it's insane. But again, I don't know why Harris doesn't answer the questions. During an event on Thursday, Biden and Harris again both refused to answer questions from reporters as a Biden campaign aide forced them out of the room. For the third day in a row, press are shuffled out of a Biden-Harris event without the chance to ask questions. Trump 2020 Deputy National Press Secretary Ken Farnaso. I think again, I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation. Tweeted, "It's not controversial to expect and demand presidential candidates answer unscripted questions from the press and everyday Americans." President Donald Trump slammed Biden for refusing to answer the questions and called out the reporters for not pushing for answers. "Very strange. Sleepy Joe never takes questions," Trump tweeted. "Also, his reporters have zero drive. Why can't my reporters behave like that? Something is going on." And yeah, like I said, the media is in bed with the Democrats. If anything, Biden should be able to. This should be a walk in the park for Biden. The problem, however, is that Biden walking is a very hard thing for the man. He's literally experiencing cognitive decline. He doesn't know where he is at the time. He forgets his own answers that are literally in front of his face. The guy, even with the media in bed with Joe Biden, Biden's gonna mess up. That's what's going on right now, dude. But I don't know. I think this makes him look bad because as we get more towards the 2020 election, when we get closer to November, Biden's gonna have to come out, dude. Biden's gonna have to come out. And the problem is, Biden doesn't want to come out. The Democrats don't want him to come out. They expect that the people are just going to vote for Biden because he was under Obama, he's a Democrat, and that he's not Trump. That's the problem, though. Donald Trump, like I said in an earlier video, I talked about how Biden hasn't even bothered to knock on the doors of people in the country. Donald Trump's campaign is literally knocking on 1 million doors a day. I think a week a day. I could be wrong, but like again, week at best, right? But that looks bad on the Democrats. Because what does that say? A lot of people believe that if you want their vote, you gotta earn it. And when all they see is Trump knocking on their door, saying, "Hey, I want to earn your vote." Did you know that this is what Trump is doing? Did you know that right now under Trump, before this whole pandemic started, you were seeing record low unemployment, record low poverty? People are gonna look at this and say, "Really? Okay. Well, thank you. I will vote for Donald Trump when come November." And then they do not hear a counterpoint. That's the problem with these people right now. When all you hear is one side and you don't hear a counter argument, the person's going to more likely believe the side that's talking to them. When the voters are all they're seeing is Trump, 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 eventually they're going to vote for Trump because they're not hearing a counter argument. They're not hearing a counterpoint. They're not. They're not hearing Joe Biden say, "Well, Trump, he says this, but in reality, this is what's going on." No. So when people all they hear is Trump, 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 Trump this, Trump did good things, Trump did good things. Look at all the good things he did. Look at all the things he's doing in terms of international levels. Look at all this. Look at all this. People are going to look at this and say, "Wow, Trump is actually doing a good job. I'm going to vote for this guy." That's the problem. Like I said, man, people want transparency. If Joe Biden and the Democrats are not going to put that much effort into actually competing with Trump, then don't be surprised when Trump wins in 2020. I don't know, man. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think this makes do you think this makes Biden look bad? Do you think Biden is purposely refusing to answer questions because he's being told to do it? Do you think even with the media on Biden's side, do you think he's gonna fumble the question? Do you think he's gonna have another event where he just says something incredibly dumb, even though the media is on his side and they ask him easy questions? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you guys like this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, share this video, and I'll see you guys next time.